Hey everyone, welcome back to LT Gaming. My name is Tom and today we're diving into a topic that's near and dear to my heart, forgotten grand strategy gems. In this video we're highlighting the top 10 forgotten grand strategy gems. These are the hidden treasures that you might have missed or have diminished over time, and I'm going to focus on ones that span different settings from space to historical epics. So whether you're into interstellar conquests or ancient empires, we should have something here for you. If you're interested in the upcoming grand strategy gems, you can check out our other list that we made recently. And if you enjoy our content and want to support the channel, you can consider joining as a member. Your support helps us create more great videos like this one. And of course, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you like our content and you want to stay tuned for more. But let's get started. Starting off our list, LT Gamers, is Hegemony Gold Wars of Ancient Greece. Dive into the ancient Greek world in this epic strategy game that builds upon the award-winning Hegemony Philip of Macedon with new content and features. This game offers a pausable real-time strategy element on a seamlessly zoomable, historically accurate map. You can imagine somewhere between a blend of Paradox titles and Total War, which sounds pretty awesome, I think. This game is a hidden gem for all strategy fans and history buffs. It's innovative and truly unique, and even though it's made by a small developer with limited resources, which sometimes does show, I still can't recommend it enough. It is an older title, it was released back in 2012, but I still think it's a fantastic game. This game blew me away though, it is better than expected. The devs really need more marketing because the game is pretty legit, and if you love ancient Greece RTS games, it's definitely one you should check out. Next up we have Recolonization. Set in a post-apocalyptic version of Earth, this is a 4X strategy game that's all about adapting to ever-changing conditions. The world and its rules can shift at key moments, making each playthrough unique and highly replayable. Revival throws in a ton of surprises, so sudden weather changes to zombie infestations, weapon bans, you never know what's going to come next. The game has quite a cool edict system that lets you terraform the planet and tweak the rules for specific regions. You can protect your settlement by building special shield constructs, accept blessings from your tribe's totem tree, and more. This one was released in 2024, so it's a very recent game. And I felt that the 1.0 version, Revival, shows a lot of promise, but it is an early and evolving 4X game. A lot of cool ideas that nails the core elements like units, tech trees and the like, but it's not super polished yet, and there are some gaps in these complex systems. So I would say if you're a fan of the genre, don't mind being part of the ride as it develops. This game is definitely worth checking out. Next up in our list is Knights of Honor 2 Sovereign. Step into the shoes of a king and vie for control over Europe in this fresh take on medieval real-time grand strategy. Manage provinces, gather armies, initiate diplomacy and engage in espionage to lead your people to glory. This one has no DLCs as well, so I'm a big fan of that, making it no gatekeeping within the game itself. There's a lot of cool hidden mechanics and a pretty good UI as well. Diplomacy is really important. You can't just steamroll with a bunch of armies. In fact, you can play the campaign and win with almost no armies. The map is pretty historically sound as well, with different starting periods, and you'll need to manage your economy, culture and spies to boot. The only downside of this game is the battlefield. It's not the best in the world, so I often end up resorting to auto-resolve. Despite that, I can strongly recommend this game. I think overall the reason why I'm excited for this and I love playing it is that it has the potential to be so much more. The idea of merging Crusader Kings with Total War mechanics is a total win. And I think this game is doing a lot of things very well. The narrator's voice is fantastic, the music is brilliant, and although the selection isn't huge, the map does feel alive with armies, cities, villages, trade caravans and all of that. So the atmosphere is spot on as well. Next up for you LT gamers, we have Nobunaga's Ambition Sphere of Influence, where you step into the shoes of a dynamo during Japan's Warring States period in this renowned historical simulation game of conquest and domination. This one is a celebration of the 30th anniversary of the series, and I think Sphere of Influence is one of the crowning achievements of it. This is a renowned historical simulation and it returns with enhanced features. You get to play as a legendary dynamo and work towards unification of domestic affairs, diplomacy and of course battles. This installment brings quite a few enhancements, detailed battles, game mechanics have been revamped, and it offers a fresh and engaging experience even for long-term fans. I do think this series could be a lot more popular in the West. I think a lot of it is back out east where the fan base is, so we're doing our part to promote it. It was released back in 2015, but it still stands out to me. We absolutely love it here. Luke is a massive fan. He's lost a lot of time building up a nation, conquering territories, and one of his favourite things to do is play as one of the smaller factions and try to get a win. So he finds it a real challenge and it makes the victory all that much sweeter, but he says that this is a must play for fans of historical strategy, and I find it hard to disagree. Switching gears now, we have Star Dynasties. Take control of a feudal dynasty in a divided galaxy after the destruction of Earth. This game is a combination of turn-based strategy with a procedurally generated narrative of human drama and personal politics, all wrapped up in a light empire management layer. Sounds delightful. Imagine a Dune-like setting with awesome emergent gameplay. Luke's been hooked on this one for some time, and it has grown on me too. It does seem a little bit daunting in the beginning, but a bit of trial and error and you do get there. It is, I would say, a game for people who are more on the imaginative side of things, as the presentation is quite overall simplistic. You make your own adventure and look forward to what you emerges from that. Released in 2021, it is a relatively new addition to the grand strategy genre, but it's one that's disappeared somewhat. A lot of people call this Crusader Kings in Space, and I think that's a pretty spot on description. It captures the same depth of personal politics and family drama, so if you love Crusader Kings but you're looking for a sci-fi setting, this is probably a must-try for you. Alright, diving into our next title, we have Grand Tactician: The Civil War. You get to take command of either the Union or the Confederacy. You prepare your nation for war, recruit and organise legendary armies and fleets under commanders like Grant, Lee, Jackson, and so on. It's all about strategic manoeuvres on an epic campaign map and real-time battles. For me, this game is a real immersive looker. The detail in capturing the mid-19th century vibe is amazing. You have yellow frayed maps, the cursive writing in the reports, and it is a pretty cool thing overall in the way it's presented. It was released in 2021, so it's still pretty fresh. Now, I understand this game might not be for everyone, but if you're into the Civil War, you love detailed management and want to interact with every aspect of waging war in this time period, this game is going to be for you. It's like stepping into history and taking charge. Next on our list is Imperiums Greek Wars, something we're very familiar with here at the channel. This game is a unique mix of turn-based 4X and historical grand strategy with a touch of mythology thrown in. Explore the ancient world, build a leading civilization and aim for ultimate victory. In Greek Wars, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're the divine ruler, supreme military commander and political leader all rolled into one. Your job's to lead your people to glory, manage the economy at all levels, and ensure a stable and just government. There's some pretty cool DLCs for this game as well, which we've reviewed here on the channel. They're high quality and they add great value and depth. It came out back in 2020, so it's been around for a bit and has had some time to mature with its mechanics, and this has been reflected in the DLC content. This game's exciting because it has a lot of potential. There is some tedium and time consumption when you get to the late game, but it is seriously fun and it has that just one more turn feeling that keeps you hooked to the wee hours of the morning. If you love 4X strategy, ancient history, this one is worth a shot. And next, LT gamers, we have Nexus 5X. This game takes all the depth, diplomacy, conflict and conquest of a classic turn-based strategy 4X epic and packs it into a fast-paced 60-minute competitive session. You can play solo or with 2 to 8 players in multiplayer. If you love deep strategy board games with friends, Nexus 5X is perfect. You get to play several sessions in an evening, and this turns one more turn into one more game. It's a multiplayer turn-based 4X clash for galactic dominance, and the best part is you can play a full game from start to finish in around an hour. It released this year, but I felt like a lot of people slept on it and I haven't seen much chatter about it. I love it because it's a great light touch 4X game for anyone who loves the idea of games like Stellaris, Gal Civ, Masters of Orion and so on, but doesn't have the weeks required to play them. So Nexus 5X has an intuitive card-based mechanic which, reels me in, and give each faction a really distinct flavor. So you figure out builds, action economies, and it's super satisfying. So it is one that you should definitely investigate. And last but certainly not least is Wizards and Warlords, an indie turn-based strategy game that's set in a randomly generated fantasy world. You'll contend with rival wizards, warlords, marauders, and hidden ancient evils. Create your own sovereign or choose from a variety of predefined templates. This game blends everything. It has 4X strategy with grand strategy and simulation. You get a ton of settings and randomly generated cultures and races. So whether you're fighting great wars, surviving in a grim world, balancing between different realms, it has emergent storytelling that's driven by these random events that makes each playthrough feel quite unique. Of course, you manage cities, you design arcane constructs, recruit armies, explore dungeons, and the game is also very moddable to create your own maps. This was released back in 2020, and it is kind of something that's been slept on a lot by the community. I feel it deserves a lot more love. This game, I love it because it is definitely a diamond in the rough. It lacks some polish and documentation, but the dev is very active and responsive, and it's got the potential to stand alongside heavy hitters like Dominions and Europa Universalis. If you're into supporting indie projects and love deep customizable strategy games, this one is worth picking up and keeping an eye on. Grab it now if you like getting in early, or wait a bit more for some updates. Either way, it's an exciting journey ahead on this one. Sat atop our list is The Darkest Hour, a Hearts of Iron game. Developed by a team of experienced modders from the Paradox forums, it's a standalone game in the Hearts of Iron series, featuring a mix of short and in-depth campaigns set across the darkest chapters of the 20th century, from the Great War to the Cold War. The game introduces a new AI that can react to hundreds of different situations simultaneously. This makes the gameplay dynamic and unpredictable. The revamped map offers greater detail and more strategic and tactical opportunities, and there's also a very fun and intuitive diplomatic system that lets you have a real impact on the course of history. You have a lot of cool things, like I said, short and grand campaigns, detailed maps, strategic options, and it's just a lot of fun. It was released back in 2011, and Darkest Hour still holds up as probably the best Hearts of Iron game in my opinion. It strikes the right balance with enough detail in the provinces and units to be rewarding without overwhelming micromanagement. The art style is timeless, and if you love grand strategy, historical detail, you cannot go wrong with this, so check it out. Alright LT gamers, that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 forgotten grand strategy games that you should check out. We've covered a mix of topics: historical, sci-fi, fantastical realms, each with its own unique twist and strategic depth. So sprawling empire management, commanding legendary armies, and exploring unknown galaxies, you should find a title here for everyone. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Of course, feel free to join our channel as a member to support us and get a few perks, and let us know in the comments any games we've missed, and we can always make a second list as well. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more deep dives into the world of gaming. Until next time guys, bye bye.